All right, Dave, we are now live. I know you don't like me saying
I
that though.
actually kind of like it.
Joe Rogan says that like three, two, one, we're live. And I didn't even
Perfect.
know.
Easy.
Anyway, guys, welcome to the PDR Workshop live show. We are back. Sorry for the
It's
absence.
been
It
rough.
has been
It's been
a
rough.
yeah, definitely for sure.
It's been rough.
Yeah, it is. It has been crazy over here in the DC metropolitan area.
Yeah.
We got hit with a double storm, small pockets of hail, and we thought it'd be great to share with you guys how we are learning how to set up our storm. It's not our first rodeo, but I've improved over the years, and we wanted to definitely share with you guys.
And every storm's different. So I think we learn with every storm anyway. So, you know,
Yeah,
it's
for
always
sure.
learning curve.
Sure. Well, let's thank our sponsors. We got Blehm Tools, Mobile Tech RX, and Dentcraft Tools. So I think this episode would be fun. I think it'd be hopefully informative, and we want it to be engaging. Have you guys, uh, you know, comment if we say something wrong or if we ask questions. We want this to be a very uh, uh, kind of a informative and we're 3 years, and we have to facilitate certain tasks and shift our whole program within 2 or 3 days. We're just basically just now we're hell guys overnight. So it can be a task. It can be cumbersome to do, but we've done it 4 or 5 times here at Dentless Touch. So we have a good routine, I would say.
Yeah.
Your mic is
Uh,
acting up here. What's going on
I don't
here?
know. It'll be okay. But I think the biggest thing though is um the transition, making that as smooth as possible between just our regular scheduling programming, and then all of a sudden hail hits and it's this whole new program that we have to kind of switch. Then everything's okay.
Yeah, I agree.
But I've learned over time how to do certain things. um it's not like it's hailing every single day, so from
Right.
every year you learn more and more stuff to do with a storm, how to do it better, how to make it faster, how to facilitate things like you said, in a timely manner as quick as possible. So I know we definitely have learned within the last 8 weeks, I think,
Hmm.
a lot of things, especially now that we are working together with this. I know I've done storms by myself, I know you have as well, but now we're doing this, not completely different, but organizing a little bit more, coordinating a little bit better, like just things are happening and making things a little bit easier because there's kind of two heads
Right. Yeah.
that are capable of understanding how it all moves.
But it's crazy how our coordination needs to be on point. Because
Yeah.
quickly, if I don't know what you're doing that day and vice versa,
Yeah.
we just get confused. And then we're asking questions. We're asking another guy, what's this, that, and the third. So, just a little quick tip. We've been using something called Trello. It's been helping us manage all of the hail cars. So that way, with one of the guys are free or just get done with a car quicker, or maybe it wasn't a right and go, it was something that maybe just needed an estimate. He can see what the entire team is working on that day or what he can go and start. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
pretty sick. uh System, I would think. It's called Trello, guys. It's free. That's Trello if
yeah.
anybody's interested. It's basically like a project management board. We use it just like a chalkboard. So it shows our guys, where we're at in different cars.
Yeah, it shows internally where we're at, what we have going on, and then we've actually set up a couple of our accounts and our customers with the same board actually,
Yeah.
to facilitate things through their shops, and so we can communicate actually through this board rather than text message or call. We can understand where cars are in the process of reconditioning. So um, check that out. I put a link in the chat, but it's definitely been super helpful with everyone,
Yeah.
just staying on board and just staying organized with as many cars that have been on the ground lately.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we probably did what, 40, 50 cars so far.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
more than
say,
that. I
yeah,
would
they're
say maybe
starting to
like
run
60 or
together at this
70. Yeah.
point.
Yeah, for sure. Now I have a tool here. It's been great. I actually ordered it through James Lee. You can get it through Amazon, so you don't have to go there. But it is the Shore Bonder glue gun. And I know you guys have been patiently waiting for me to do a glue gun review. The main reason I haven't done the glue gun review is I think I need at least 3 to 4 months of consistent use, and then I know the glue gun is pretty good. So some of them actually, like the Ryobi, after about 3 or 4 months, they just start failing, start pouring glue out, and so I need to be able to let you guys know that. So that's what's taking so long with this review. And then there's so many new glue guns coming out in the
Yeah.
market. Mostly, it used to be just PDR guys building these glue guns. Now you got Ryobi, you got
Larger companies going to the
going to
cordless.
exactly.
Milwaukee's doing. I mean, a lot of these major companies have been doing cordless,
Yep.
but some of these smaller accessories that now are important to our job, and I think just any other just trade and skills and stuff like that are becoming more prevalent. So a lot of flashlights and little
Yeah.
heaters and
Hmm.
the jacket warmers and stuff like that. A lot of this stuff is becoming cordless and battery operated, and this is now one of the uh, newer glue guns on the market now that is able to now take a Makita battery, as you can see here.
Yeah. So it takes which we use, right? We have a Ryobi. I think we have a 6 bank charger. We have like, I don't know, 10, 15 Ryobi batteries. Anyway, but we run Makita, most of the mobile guys. They don't really run the Ryobi. So we have some guys with the Ryobi glue guns and then some guys with the Makita. For us, it is perfect. Now, and James Lee, he sells the adapter that you can fit whatever battery you want. So that makes it perfect. And if you have a bad battery or if you just need a quick battery, like the Ryobi brand is cheaper. So if you want to run to, I believe Home Depot sells them. If you want to run to Home Depot and grab your little Ryobi set, it's cheap. Just something to get you by for that
Oh,
day
I
or that
forgot my glue
time.
gun. Oh,
Yeah,
it would,
right.
the one I
The
have
batteries are
isn't
not
working. Yeah,
working. Yeah,
something.
I dropped it, and all of a sudden the battery's in 1,000
A
pieces. You
quick
can run,
fix
boom,
is Home Depot Ryobi. Go get it.
Ryobi. It's not $299 for 2 batteries and a charger. You can save some money there. But anyway, these things are, I think, around like 20 or 30. Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, it's boiling when it comes out. So this is a really good temperature. So I think this is the reason why James Lee decided to sell it. Like I said, I got two of them from James Lee, two of them from Amazon, roughly around the same price, guys.
Nice.
That's it. So let's go over, and you guys can jump in with any questions at any given time. Dave's handling the questions, trying to respond because he is so quick with the typing. Good night. So let's go over what is hail, just quickly, like 1 minute. What is hail? I just summarize it: just ice falling from the sky. Could be anywhere from pea size to grapefruit size, and I don't think any guys want to work on that type of
I
damage.
don't think so either.
So, but some people the doors that gets damaged with hail. And I think the sweet hail is really about golf ball size, I would think. Maybe a little bit smaller. I guess it depends on the force, like the wind, and
Yeah.
like the force of that impact when it hits cars. But basically, top surfaces of cars, if the wind's blowing off to the side, it's a few dents on each panel can range between, I would say, 15 to 30 on maybe some of the doors on average, and then the hoods can go anywhere from 5 to 150, 200 dents. So it all depends on the storm and what Mother Nature is doing. Now, the big question: how does hail impact a PDR business, Dave?
uh, provides us with work. I mean, this is what we're here to do: fix dents on cars.
Yeah, I think it is the perfect marriage. A PDR tech, with hail. I think maybe PDR came from the hail side of things. I would imagine, and then obviously we door dinger guys, we do some of the larger, more collision. I mean, every pretty much repair we do, it's somebody hit us in a parking lot or something like that. So
Yeah.
we rarely get hail on a daily basis like that. So but yeah, I think it will dramatically increase, I would think, sales. just because you just have so much damage. You have you can get help, and you could just stay in one area instead of running around doing one dent here, one dent here. You can actually do 200 dents, which they do lower the price significantly when you have that amount of work on one car. So, but guys are very, very proficient nowadays, and they're able to just hump through these cars like a top level tech. I mean that they are, or anybody that's really proficient in a craftsman. So, but yeah, these guys have it down to a science. Some of them. So we've been blessed with being able to work with some of them.
Yeah, I
So
mean, hail hits, cars get damaged, they need to get fixed. PDR
mhm.
companies are around. We're here. We're This is what we do. We're in business to fix this type of damage, and then it's pretty much game on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It hails. It's time to go.
Yep.
Fix cars.
So quick, what benefits does PDR have against the body shop on this hail side? Just we're going over this just for the guys that don't know, that may listen in,
Yeah, I
may
mean,
be interested. I know most of these guys in this chat probably.
no, actually, we're getting a lot of new viewers. I think right now, just coming from all over, and a couple asking about training and stuff. So I think the current viewers right now are just kind of all over the board. So if you don't know what hail is, Google it. It's kind of everywhere. It falls from the sky.
Yeah.
It's just
Why is it better for a PDR tech compared to just the conventional method of doing these repairs?
I think just overall time and quality.
Yeah.
I mean, easily. We're not replacing. We're not repainting. We're taking that metal, putting it right back to where it was. Uh, the quality that we deliver compared to what a body shop can't.
Yeah.
They're simply just respraying the entire thing,
Right.
repainting the entire thing, whereas that does not happen. We maintain everything original, everything's factory. So, um, probably the biggest benefit right there. And the next one I think would be time.
Yeah. I think time is yeah. And I think the probably the depreciation. I mean, if you had a hail damage on your car and it's got repaired through PDR, a professional company, I mean, I don't see it actually hurting the value of the car as much as maybe repainting the entire car. I would imagine. So that's what's next. What have you experienced with the body shop, and how have they been, I guess, not necessarily treating us, but how have they been acting when we come in? We pretty much get 5, 6, 10 of their cars that are coming through their door. They're facilitating the whole communicating with the insurance company, estimating and stuff like that. How has that been any different than in Chicago for you?
No, because it's kind of all over the board. To me, it's kind of depending on what account. Um, but you have your accounts where the people in that account are willing to do whatever you want, willing to work with you, get everything done as fast as possible. What do you need from us? And we're asking the same, what do you need from us? And it's just working, it's meshing. Then, we've actually kind of run into accounts where there's a little hesitation the hail process. So we're finding some of them need a little bit of education from us to kind of walk them through. Even being a body shop, hail claims I think just aren't as common as just a regular collision damaged car that would come to their shop. So when hail hits, they're learning, I think, as well. Uh, with the storm, they don't know how many cars. They're trying to see how many they're going to get, how many people are going to have to work now. Are we going to be staying late? Is this more paperwork? There's a lot of things going on their end. So we've seen accounts that are just willing to work with us, and that none of that is an issue for them. They're willing to have all their customers from their insurance companies come in, all the local customers kind of delay, I think, some of the cars just because they are getting overwhelmed and
Yeah.
we're ready to work and we're like, hey, where are they? Let's get the keys. Is this approved? They're estimated what's going on. And they're like, hey, can you kind of hold on? Because we're right there ready to work. So right now, nothing's different. It's all situational based on the account. And so what I am doing just as a tech, uh and working for Dentless Touch, working with Dentless Touch and these companies, it's i'm learning I'm learning how to cater to them in such a professional manner with this storm that next time this happens, there's going to be no question that we're going to be called.
Right.
You
I
know,
mean, that's the whole point.
that
Like,
is
right,
the point.
we
Yeah.
after the storm, we still want to do their, their
If
everyday
we end on a
dents or their
Friday, all the
Rios
hail
and stuff
cars are
like
done. I
that.
want you to call us back on Monday for
Exactly.
whatever car you have.
Exactly.
And you trust that we're just gonna always
Yeah.
be there for you. And that's what we, try to do. That's I know what I try to do with every car I touch, with every person I'm talking to, especially in these accounts, because we're not in there as often as we are during hail.
Yeah, for sure.
With hail, we're in there multiple days during the week, long hours. Maybe not the same amount of time we would be there if we were just there for one or two cars, door ding here, crease here, just regular collision, style damage. We're in and out, couple hours, done.
Yeah.
The relationship and the conversations sometimes a little shorter. Whereas
Yeah.
this, you're really getting to know your account, and they're really getting to know the company.
Yeah. And
I love it. Like for me, it's fun. I love that whole relationship building part.
it's
Just
crazy because they're stressed out.
yeah,
I got
yeah,
5,
they
6 claims coming in, and then we're
yeah,
just like, all right, cool. Just bring them in.
yeah.
We'll figure it
Next,
out
yeah,
and
and
be
they're
done with
like,
it.
yeah, they're oh my,
I'm
what
like,
are we gonna
yeah.
do? Yeah, it's 5 cars. You got more?
Yeah, 5 is nothing. But yeah, for the last 2 weeks, going into this main topic here, for the last 2 weeks, we have literally been setting up this entire storm. There's some things that I feel as though I could have done a little bit better, but they're all, small things. We've had 2 storms actually come through, so I've had a series. I'm trying to work the first week of each storm. So both storms, when they came through, you listen to the news. I don't have the nice $3,000-$4,000 app that everybody keeps talking about, where it shows you what hit. I can just listen to the news, and then I think there's a website you can go to and get an general idea of what hits. But I tend to just drive out there, physically go out there, especially if it's 20 to 30 or 40 or even an hour away. I tend to just go out there, check all the cars, get an idea if there is damage, because some hail does not create any damage on vehicles, and then I have to kind of spread out like a 5 mile radius, because hail can hit across the street and do damage on one side and no damage on the other. So we try to get an idea of how many cars that may need to be repaired, and then the following day, if we are not in that area, that's not an area that we service on a weekly or monthly basis, then we try to go and see if anybody needs our help. And that was what we did in Bethesda area. We are not known in Bethesda or the Silver Spring area. It was a light storm. I think we only got about 30 cars out of that storm, but we were able to pass out our cards, get a few cars. But we were, I guess, the best part about it was we were able to work with another competitor, um, and he needed help, and we had the team to be able to facilitate, the work being done. And so he was saying, "Hey, if you're up in Rockville or Bethesda,
Since you're here,
since you're here, can you run over to this spot?" I've knew a couple of insurance guys already. They were saying, "Hey, what are you going to do with this hail that hit out Silver Spring?" I said, "Well, we're going to be working into this body shop starting Monday. So if you want to bring the cards here, you can use my light to write up the cars or any of that stuff." So that worked out great. Um, that's in our area, man. I love the guys in our area. We work as a team. So shout out to Richard from Dent Hero. Um, he basically gave us the lead on that because he
yeah.
couldn't do it, and that was actually great. So that's how that storm went. The body shops connections to get some guys to help us, and it kind of was around like 1 or 2 cars a day. It wasn't really the power, like 5, 8 cars getting dropped off a day.
Yeah.
So we had to kind of I guess that's what I say I could have done better. I wish they had a clear understanding of what we can do and what we need, so I can get guys that will travel, our guys that we call on when hail hits, give them some more insight
Yeah.
before they head out there, because towards the end of the week, we were able, as our team, our core team was able to handle everything that they had. So, and really that we the entire week, which for me sucks. I really enjoy pushing, so that was a painful 2 weeks for me. Dave is just diving away.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
we got a lot of questions going on here, so I'm
any
trying to answer
care to
more.
share?
So someone just quickly answered, what about repeat hail um, on a previously bondoed panel? Does that create problems?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
we had a repainted car and we were just struggling with it, and I actually pulled the paint on the hood.
yeah,
Always the last pull, it was like a series of last 3 dents on the car, and pulled the paint clear right off. I mean,
yeah. So if that panel that you're working on has been previously bondoed, now you're going to be, if you're pushing, you're going to be pushing behind that,
yeah.
um, or pushing through that, I guess, you because they put it on
Yeah,
the
and that doesn't
outside.
really
Sometimes
flex, that just
yeah, it just
cracks.
cracks
Yeah,
because
so
it's paint over that that's hardened, and you're pushing right behind it, which is going to spread that, crack it, paint
that's it,
cracks too, everything. So on top of that, you're going to be pushing with the bondo if it's in that area, and then on top of it, if it's a full repaint on that panel, if you do go to glue pull as well, that could create problems. So Terry had asked about that, so I was trying to answer that as
so
quickly as
Push and
possible.
Polish is talking about a damage eye damage app is like $3,
Hmm.
so I think I used to have that. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
So thanks, Push and Polish. I think I updated my phone and it just lost that eye damage app, but yeah, I think that was one of the apps that I was using at one point, and that is very good for $3. I mean, it did tell you where hail hit, and you can set up different alerts. I don't know if you can still do it now,
Yeah.
but you could set up alerts, especially in our area. Like, I'm not worried about hail in Texas, but in our area, I can actually, because I don't watch the news at all. Like,
Same.
I don't turn on Fox 5. I don't know what's happening. The
Same.
entire DC can be burning down. I have to see it. So, so the damage app was nice because you can only just set up alerts, hails in the area,
Yeah.
tornado watch, just stuff like that. Your phone will probably do tornado watch and flood watches, but hail is a good thing. So it's eye damage is what it's called. I believe Push and Polish is talking about that.
Jesse here was talking about a 2016 Dodge Caravan with hail on the hood. As you know, on those Dodge Caravans, some of them are honeycomb.
It's all honeycomb, right? Yeah.
So if you can't get through those small little clip holes,
Which,
you're going to be trying to glue pull, which is also difficult on those cars because I think they're aluminum as well.
yep.
So if you're not able to glue pull on those, then you're going to be trying to go through the clip holes, like I said. So my recommendation is those two things. Or if you're able to, try to go conventional with the hood and take the rest of the car if you can.
It is a very time consuming repair on that
Yeah.
hood. I remember working with Ryan up in RPS, and I love the roofs. So I jumped on the roof of the Caravan, and he was not happy when he took that hood off.
Yeah.
But he sat there and glue pulled the entire thing. Last couple of dents, I believe he pulled the paint. It
Wow.
was it was depressing. It was depressing. I mean, I was on that roof for 4 hours almost,
Yeah.
maybe three and a half. He was on the hood for the same amount of time, for
How
like
long?
half the money, because the hood
Yeah.
is, they don't want to pay anything for it. And it's still 3-4 hours of
Yeah.
repair. And I remember he was pulling like crazy. So anyway, yeah, yeah, if you can kick them, that's ideal. I don't kick panels if I can fix them. That's just me. It's probably not the most lucrative tactic, but it's just, it helps the body shop. They don't have to now run it through the system, especially if they're trying to get the car, to the customer with cycle time and stuff like that. Um, so Push and Polish also says follow Hail Trace on Facebook too. So those are, if you guys are hail chasing or have a PDR company and kind of local dent guy, try those things too. We had a comment. We had a question here.
Well, Drew
Any
was at
tips on?
how not to glue pull the clear when glue pulling. So how do you not pull clear,
Oh,
um, or what would cause it?
well, I mean, the car that comes to mind when he said that was the Subarus. You pretty much have a good chances of pulling clear with those cars. That the clear is just so thin, it doesn't bond well to the paint. What I try to do is keep the tab, I always say gooey, but keep it a little warm. I don't let the glue actually harden. That seems to help me when I pull. It doesn't give a good pull, but at least I know that the tab is not going to do
Hasn't
any
made a
damage.
full
So
bond yet.
basically, I want the tab to stay on the car when I pull. I don't want to pull and then the tab comes off.
Yeah.
So I want to take glue off the car.
Yeah.
It makes sense. So that's kind of my method when I see painted panels or something like that, and it's
Yeah.
about an 80% chance of making sure that you don't pull everything up.
And then someone was asking, if you do pull, um, who's responsible? Is it you, or does the customer know the risk?
I let the body shop know, especially with any Subaru, that hey, there's a strong possibility that you will be painting certain areas. I mean, I had brand new Subarus and the paint just comes off. I had other techs experience, 27-year tech. I mean, this guy was a beast, and you
So you're
know,
going to communicate, if you're in a body shop, that there's the potential of this. What about with a retail customer?
I mean, there's waivers
Yeah.
that you can sign.
Yeah. Mobile Tech RX does have
Yeah,
waivers there is
yeah,
and some of those other screens there. If you really dive into Mobile Tech RX, there's tutorials, places to shop, places to get training, places to buy tools.
oh yeah, it's
So check out a
crazy.
lot of those screens in Mobile Tech RX that has that. So, but for me, yeah, if it's a retail situation, I'm going to have them sign a glue pull waiver if I am uncomfortable in any way with this panel, whether it
Yeah,
maybe be repainted. I think it's
some
repainted,
scratches on it or
something
something.
where the
Yeah,
paint could
hmm
possibly be damaged from our process. I'm going to go ahead and try to relinquish any
yeah,
um,
I agree.
liability for that. So, but yeah, if I am in a body shop, I'm gonna be communicating with whoever I need to be
Yeah.
talking to about that particular vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, we did that Lexus that was an all around paint job. It was almost like a brand new Lexus, and I basically said, "Hey, this whole car has been painted. How do you know? You can see all the dirt all in the paint." Showed him. Hood was one of the worst things. That's what actually pulled the area that we pulled the paint on. But the other thing about Mobile Tech RX is, please pay for the comp pricing. It is crazy when I hear people say that they don't have the comp pricing and it pays for themselves. Because the next question I ask is, how do you know if a panel's high strength still or not? And then they're stuck. And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I
The
think it's only
comparative,
like
yeah,
$30
the
a month,
comparative
and it's
pricing is
kind of weird
definitely
that you
important.
don't have that.
Definitely important with Mobile Tech RX.
And what it's also been doing is the NADA.
Yes,
Now I've been able to say, I just ask your insurance company, what is your percentage? Oh, we're at 75%. If I know there's an older car and I start, checking the NADA, I'll put it at 75%. And then I already know if I'm wasting my time here or not.
we
I'm
had a
looking at the car.
we
Go
had
ahead.
a 1997
Did you get approved?
Chevrolet Cavalier come in. It did not get approved
Okay.
with hail damage. It was a clean 1997
Clean.
Chevy
Okay. Mm,
Cavalier, inside out clean, no rust, minimal rust, whatever it was, but just a clean car. And the customer said he wanted an estimate and just didn't know which way he was going to go, if he wanted to get it fixed or anything like that. But definitely at least wanted to get it estimated. And even the adjuster that we were working with was kind of unsure which way it was going to go. Was that going to actually total out the car or not? So,
yeah.
during hailstorms, you never really know what you're going to get. I mean, there's cars like that that do come in, and Mobile Tech RX is nice because you're able to see the value of that particular vehicle against your estimate that you have, and if it may possibly either go over even the value of the vehicle itself. So, definitely a huge benefit
I mean,
for
just picture
in
it,
our hail
right?
estimating that we've been doing.
Just picture it. You walk up to the insurance guy, you're trying to be friendly and say, "Hey, Johnny, I just did this estimate. I know you're at 75%. NADA is 2,800. Looks like 75% is, I don't know, quick math, maybe 2,200. And we're over that. That right there shows that you're about your business.
Yeah,
Just start that off right there. He's gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, that's what I have. Yeah, you're right." He has nothing to say. So when the next time comes, he knows you're a professional. You know what you're doing.
yeah.
So
So this is why
it's
we
just
promote it. This is
it's a
why they are a
no-brainer.
sponsor of our show, because we believe in the company so much. We believe in that application for our process, paintless dent removal. for our company here is what we trust. And also, just a quick tip: Sioux Falls Dent Repair did say that if you do purchase Mobile Tech RX during Black Friday, they will give you comparative pricing free for the year. So if you
Ooh,
guys don't have it now,
dang.
just kind of be looking around Black Friday. They may be having a little deal going.
I mean,
Uh,
Black Friday is kind of far from now. You
it
will
is. That's
make
what I'm
your
saying.
money
So
back
you
on
will, but
comparative
yeah,
pricing.
but I mean, for the guys who's kind of on the fence, you don't really know. I know there are a couple applications out there, and people think certain things. This is what we use here. It's tried and true for myself, yourself, our company.
Yep.
And that's a nice little tip from Sioux Falls for around Black Friday. If you are on the fence, maybe go towards get that for maybe next year. You know what I mean? Kind of finish out your year with what you're currently using. Get Mobile Tech RX maybe around Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and then start that January 1st and use that and get the free comparative pricing for the year. So
Yeah.
take a look into that, guys.
And John just said go monthly until then. I mean, it is worth every minute. If they double the price, I'll pay for it. That's how much I believe in that comparative pricing. Um, I think we want to wrap it up. Any questions? If you guys have any questions, feel free to jump in the chat. We'll probably be on for another 5 minutes.
Yeah. So
Um,
you guys kind of saw a little bit. This, like the title says, this is part one. There's a lot of stuff that went into probably the
yeah.
last 8 weeks with two storms, one little storm, and then another one right after that. So two storms kind of back to back with hail. Or shops. Wanted to ask, do we shut down our retail during
Yes.
this time? So
So unfortunately, yeah, we have to shut down and do 3 to 4, maybe even 5 weeks out. And that's still a challenge for us because, I'm all about the customer experience and to let them schedule something, you know, August 10th is a little hard for me.
yeah,
But we got to do what we got to do.
yeah. And part two is going to kind of divulge why we have to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to go into a little more in depth on what we have to coordinate, how we have to do it, how many
Yeah.
bodies
And
did we
what
have
we
to kind
did,
of
right?
pull.
So just, we're still on part one. We're still talking, this storm, um, no.
I know you were up
Yeah.
Sunday.
I yeah, drove over there to see if they had any damage. They had damage. I said, "Okay, let me know." We still got a couple of cars done that week. Just what was sold. It wasn't bad damage, so it could be done within a couple of hours. 5 or 6 hours. If we were all set up, but it took a little longer because we had this uh repair their cars in like the service lanes. We had to load tools, so it was about a 1 day per car thing that. But on Friday, their insurance came. This is this is what is it? July 5th. So I had to basically, which we kind of took the day off, but they told us that the insurance was coming July 5th. We facilitated and helped the insurance company with set up 4 different lights. We had most of the guys there, especially the gentleman that our tech that services that dealership. He was there, and we were just helping out their insurance. They had like 4 guys. We had to write estimates on 38 or 40 cars, and that took the full day
No,
almost.
real quick, did you have to do that?
I feel like I had to do that.
Right.
I
But
mean,
you
the
didn't you
dealership,
like you're
yeah,
not there's no money being like
no,
this not
no,
like
I
a
made no money
contract
on
where
that
it's like
one.
Dentless Touch has to
No,
be here for every hailstorm if our
no,
dealership gets hit.
no,
Christopher Ray has to come in and move these cars for us and estimate with the insurance. Like none of
no,
that
no.
you had to do during a holiday
I knew
weekend.
that they weren't the best at doing it.
Hmm.
So, and I knew I had some knowledge into that. So I said, at least let me show up and let me see how they want to use me. And I mean, they use my lights. I had to count dents. I had to circle dents. So I mean, I'm glad I was there.
Yeah.
I had to call reinforcement. I thought I would be able to do it myself, and I had to call Ryan and say, "Hey, you busy? Can you come over here and
Yeah.
help me out here?"
And what that's doing is
Because I'm the porter too.
that's showing your account, that
Yeah,
dealership that you're involved. You want to help them, just that their new and used cars just got damaged. And what are you there to do? You're trying to help them get them done as fast as possible and
yeah,
facilitate everything to make sure it goes smooth. They have insurance companies there. Maybe their first insurance claim with hail damage on 175 units, 300 units. It could be their
Yeah.
first time. So
Yeah.
having an extra body there who actually knows about hail damage and how to repair it is huge, because a lot of these people are salesmen, they're owners, they kind of heard about it. Maybe they've
Right.
never gone through
Right.
it. They're general managers. Their
Right.
whole career has been based on car sales, not car reconditioning.
Right.
And this is what we're here to do, is recondition the car back to its original factory,
You could just
0 miles on it, and
you
it
could just
has
hear their
hail.
voice. They were like, how are we gonna do this? I have a truck and trailer that has a tent set up. And so Monday morning, it is pouring down raining. I am soaking wet trying to set up this tent. And I was like, I'm done with this tent. There's no way it's gonna be able to keep the water out. My feet were wet because it was so much rain. And so I said, nope, another route. Let me go to an industrial area and see if I can locate a building. It's worth a shot. So
Yeah. And so I think
yeah,
part 2 is gonna really get into the nitty-gritty of that, because
yeah,
I was very surprised to get a phone call from Chris about that whole process,
yeah.
and how, I don't want to say it went very smooth,
Oh yeah, I
but it
mean,
was
yeah,
something that I know that myself I probably never would have thought of to do. Even though it is common, I think in just like the
yeah.
hail game, that is the thing to do. It's just in
It's
my
a
career.
lot of prep though.
Yeah, but in
Like,
my like just at
yeah,
my career and where I've come from, my background, like that just never, me making those moves,
yeah,
that move
yeah.
wouldn't probably
It's not
cross.
easy because if you haven't even signed one lease, why would you sign a lease just for
And
hail?
you
I
haven't
mean,
worked
that's
on a
just
car, like you don't know what you're
yeah,
working on,
yeah,
especially if you're by yourself. Like, okay, my dealer got hit, but I
yeah,
got 17 body shops to do and retail customer.
yeah,
There's a lot going on. So that's just, it was, I was very surprised to hear that. We do want to kind of tell you all about that. I think it's super cool, and it's actually working out. It's worked out for the last week and a half now,
yep,
probably better than we expected.
yep,
So
hmm,
we're going to kind of save that. But what we're trying to do with these kind of 2 parts, maybe 3 parts with this, is kind of show you our whole timeline
of
of
what we're
what we
thinking,
of
yeah,
what we're thinking, what we're
hmm.
doing when this isn't a major hailstorm. This is
No,
I'd
this
say a
is
small.
yeah,
This is
small
a
one,
small.
a
This is
small one.
minor, I think.
We probably
In
won't
the
be
grand
working
scheme of like
next week.
hailstorms,
Yeah,
I think this is small and minor.
very small, yeah,
What we're trying to do is deliver on kind of our thoughts on how we moved accordingly with the timeline we were given.
yeah,
Storm hit. This is what we got to do this week, this day. Shops need this. This is how many. Holidays in the mix. Like, there's so
yeah.
much stuff going on that we kind of had to coordinate. And what we wanted to do here was walk you through a little bit of,
Yeah, from our standpoint, hell
yeah,
guys with big old trailer, they probably this
they
is
do it.
nothing.
Yeah,
They
there's
do this
nothing.
every day, but we're Dordian guy that's trying to capitalize on everything. They don't want someone to come in the area and just taking it all
Yeah.
just because they can't make a decision or they just don't know how. So, we want to give, that's why we're doing the part one, part two, part three, some of the things that we've, learned and we experienced. We want to give that back, again, getting that building month to month. Insurance was all set up. I mean, it was ready to go. I
People
mean,
from out of town, getting them set up,
it was
insurance
done.
stuff
Yeah.
with them.
I mean, we're modifying the area, knocking down walls. It can be certain people, but the whole point of these live is to, this is what we're going through. It is okay. We're a text message away. I do answer stuff on Instagram. That's kind of like our message system for me, and most likely Dave. But yeah, we're willing to help, and this is share our experiences, and I feel like that's what this is all about. This is why we do these live shows, and so that's why we're going through the part one, part two, and then obviously the closure, part three, what we've learned, and all that good stuff.
Yeah. No, so I think next show we're definitely gonna really dive deep
Into yeah, the
into
first day of pushing and
all of it.
coordinating.
Yeah, all of that. So yeah, right now this is kind of a back-to-back storm, like I said, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight on why we're doing it like this. But yeah, hail hit the area. We kind of had to set it up a little bit between multiple locations. Uh, and it was definitely,
Yeah, we have 3 locations right now just doing hail right now.
yeah,
So it's getting crazy and possibly a 4th. And then we still have body shops that are kinda
that we have to
has the
service.
onesie twosies type
Yeah.
stuff with, some major wholesale lots that we do. So it's It is what it is, but, we're getting through it. So far, no complaints. I think we had one comeback. That was my fault. I was just very tired and missed 2 dents. The lady picked it up. So, you know, it is what it is. I went to her house, knocked it out because 'cause I'm very anal if I miss a dent.
Yeah.
So, but it was just the wrong car to but out of all those cars, just surprisingly, we only have that one comeback. That was actually crazy. That's pretty good. And that car had at least 400 dents on it, and I just missed the one on the gas door. Just it is what it is. Slip through. So, but anyway, guys, that is it. We want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to put on the show. We'll be getting more of a routine. This was the 2 weeks of setting these storms up was a little much for us, but we'll get back in the routine of every week. So you'll see us back here next week. We want to thank our sponsors, Mobile Tech RX. Make sure you jump on that and the comparative pricing. We got Dentcraft Tools and we got Blehm Tools. Blehm sent out their new leverage tool that I'm gonna be doing a review on, guys. And I have like 7 or 8 reviews coming out, so stay tuned to the channel. Like I said, we're getting through so much work right now, and we're starting to get our bearings and get a good schedule going. So definitely bear with us. We're not leaving you hanging. We're just we're just ultimately just beat when we get home.
Yeah, I mean, we've been we're trying to show you guys even like just why on even a Monday why we can't even just be able to do a live show
Yeah,
because
it's crazy.
there's so much going on. We're working on the weekends, just trying to coordinate and stuff like that between ourselves. What do we have to do to make everything run smooth just this week? Even just this day.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But
bear with us, guys. I think that,
we're good
like you
now
said,
though,
we're
yeah.
good now.
Mhm.
So I think we should be good,
Unless
but
another hailstorm happens on Tuesday or something,
right,
we might
exactly.
be
So this is just kind of what we've been dealing with lately. It's been fun. It's been exciting. It's definitely tiring. Um, but we
That
wanted to
was
kind of
fun.
jump on here and let you guys know and kind of walk you through, like I said, what we've
Yeah,
been dealing with.
yeah, yeah. I get asked this question a lot, like, what do you do in a hailstorm? What a percentage? What is this? What is that? So, yeah, we're here to help. So have your questions for part 2 next week, and we'll definitely have more information of the first 2 weeks of actually pushing, and I think you guys will enjoy the next show.
Awesome.
Alright, guys,
Thank you guys.
see you guys in the next show. Peace.